This is IGN. Sony breaks its silence on the disc-killing controversy. Welcome to your IGN Daily Update. But first, GameCube classic Super Mario Sunshine will join the Nintendo Switch Online catalog next month. Perfect for the summer break, Super Mario Sunshine sees the Nintendo mascot and his pals on vacation to Delfino Island until Bowser Jr. and his magical paintbrush spoil the fun. Luckily, Mario has a gadget of his own, the infamous Flood Power Hose backpack, allowing him to jet around, hover, and clean up the town. You'll be able to play Super Mario Sunshine from August 13th with a Switch Online subscription, though as a GameCube title, you'll of course need a Switch 2 and the beefier Switch Online Plus expansion pack subscription. But it's Super Mario Sunshine which will catch the most attention here. Nintendo previously re-released the game as part of its annoyingly time-limited 3D All-Stars collection back in 2020, though otherwise the platformer is now difficult to play legitimately on modern hardware. And if you told us the Clueless sequel series was finally happening, it would have earned you an as if. But Paramount Plus has officially greenlit the project, and Alicia Silverstone is returning a share. On July 30th, 2026, Paramount Plus announced that it greenlit a sequel series to the classic 90s teen comedy. Alicia Silverstone is reprising her iconic role as Cher Horowitz, and get this, she's also executive producer for the show, alongside the original movie's writer and director Amy Heckerling. The series starts 30 years after the 1995 film, following Cher as she navigates her roles as a successful business owner and a mom to a teenage daughter. This is welcome news after Peacock, which was originally developing the sequel series, canceled the show in April 2026, 1 year after announcing it. However, due to strong interest surrounding the project, it was predicted that another studio would snap it up fast, and this turned out to be true. Sony's controversial decision to discontinue PlayStation discs is not having any impact on its business now, and it doesn't see any negative impact in the future either. Speaking during an investor-focused Q&A following its first quarter financial results, Sony CFO Lin Tao answered multiple questions about the company's decision to kill discs, which has sparked a backlash online. Tao was asked if Sony saw any impact now or in the future, which will see PlayStation disc production come to an end in 2028. "We are not seeing any impact on our business as of now," Tao said. Going forward, about the content sales, a large part is already digitized. Therefore, as a result of the discontinuation of a disc, we don't see that there will be any negative impact on our business. However, as I already said, the users, the players, have attachments, and we have to think about how to respond to those feedbacks. Earlier in the Q&A, Tao said Sony wouldn't change its mind while acknowledging strong views from the video game community. Sony's latest financials show an 82% digital download ratio for full game software across PS4 and PS5. Reinforcing this trend, Matt Piscatella, Senior Director and Video Game Industry Advisor at Circana, recently said that just 7 PlayStation video games had sold more than 100,000 physical units so far this year in the US. Only 2 PlayStation video games sold more than 10,000 physical units in the US during the week ending July 11th. There are, of course, instances of companies reversing controversial decisions amid a backlash, but as analysts have told IGN, it remains unlikely that Sony will U-turn on this. For Sony, going all digital for new game releases will earn it more money from every sale at a time when console sales are expected to plummet due to their rising cost. For a first-party PlayStation game such as The Last of Us, Sony will only keep around 65% of the money from a physical copy, with around 30% going to the retailer and roughly another 5% on manufacturing costs. Meanwhile, for a physical copy of a third-party game such as the Activision-published Call of Duty, Sony will get a licensing fee, likely around 15%. For downloads, however, the margins are much higher. For a first-party game sold via Sony's own PlayStation Store, the company obviously keeps 100% of the revenue. For third-party games such as Call of Duty, meanwhile, Sony keeps a 30% cut, so roughly $21 for a $70 game. That's your IGN Daily Update. My name is Tony Jackson. And if you want more news on your favorite games and entertainment topics, make sure to visit us at IGN.com. You can also download our free app on your phone or console and subscribe to our weekly podcasts through the podcast service of your choice.
Spoken Layer.